Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. They get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and tempt you with a cash offer on the table today.
350.
More than that.
More than that. I'm not far off, though, am I?
Well, a bit more anyway.
If I don't think there's enough, I'm going to say, go to auction, gamble. You might get a little bit more money there. I will be on hand at all times to help you and advise you. Today, the show comes to you from Banbury in Oxfordshire. There's a great crowd turned up. There's a buzz in the air. There's a lot of anticipation. You know why? They want to walk away with the real deal.
Let's get cracking then on another busy day in the dealer's den, and our first seller is lined up and ready to go.
Well, today I brought this mantle mirror, which I've had a couple of years, and I've had it re-gilded at a fair expense, and I'm looking to try and get some money back off it, because we've got no place for it now, and hopefully I'll get a real deal today.
So Dave and his mirror get down to business with Stuart Hofgartner.
What can I say? I know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is. Tell me what you know about it.
The only thing I got is the label at the back.
Yeah,
It went to Staffordshire Vicarage somewhere, and that's the only information I could get as of age, 1888 or something like that.
Yeah, it's good, mid to late Victorian,
Yeah.
so 1870, 1880 will be a good bet. It's been re-gilded.
Yeah, I had that done.
And this is all plaster work on top of a wooden frame. So you've got a wooden back frame, main shape, added plaster work, nice decoration.
Yeah.
And in fact, nice condition. I've had a look at the plaster work and it doesn't look like any of it's been replaced. And quite often it drops out.
Yeah.
I like it. How long have you had it? I mean,
2 years.
You bought it and used it?
I got it off a friend who's a builder,
Yeah.
and he got it off a client, and it was in really bad condition.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it, I liked it. I had a place for it, and we got it done, put it where we liked it, and but we moved house.
You've answered my question. Why you bought it in today? You moved house.
And I
Doesn't
can't
fit.
put it anywhere.
Okay, I'm going to have a go at buying it.
Yeah.
You bought it here to sell it, so let's see what we can do. Let's see if we come to some agreement along the way. I think we start off with 20. 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. 160, 160 pounds.
I think you could go a bit more.
Okay. 180.
Now, David, just before you make a decision, let me tell you what the independent valuers have to say on the auctioneer and what I think. Now, the independent valuers on this overmantel are all saying 100 to 150. I know you've spent money, but if I was you, I think the best offer is there on the table. Take your money, reinvest it into something else, and my advice is always this. If you have something, if it has a shabby look to it, but looks the part, do not try and change that.
Thanks.
£180 on the table. That's my price. How do you feel now?
Well, I can't knock it. It's a good offer.
We got a deal?
We've definitely got a deal.
Okay. Whoops,
Thanks.
long reach, but we got a deal. Thanks very much. And £180, we can still do a lot with £180, can't you?
Yeah, my kids will be happy.
I know he paid £200 to get it re-gilded. That was his cost, not mine. I've actually got it for slightly less than that, and I'm pleased. On reflection, it was a good deal.
All's well that ends well then, Dave. Stuart paid slightly over the odds, so can he still clear a profit? Find out later. Over to Joe Brayshaw, where Maria's hoping to pass on her piece of unloved jewellery.
And you've brought along a little diamond and ruby ring.
Yes.
Is it yours?
It is, yes.
So why are you parting company?
Because I don't wear it anymore.
Right. Why not?
I originally bought it to replace an engagement ring a previous husband bought me because I didn't like it. So I used to wear it as an engagement ring. I've since remarried, and of course I
What,
don't
the new
wear
fella's
it.
kicking off about it, is he?
He
Not
would be
kidding.
best pleased if I wore it.
Sorry.
So it's
Tis
sat
that
in
time
a
of
box
day.
for 17 years. So
I heard a kind of behind me, yeah.
yeah, so it's sat in a box for 17 years. So I thought I would sell it and buy something new.
Good idea. We'll have a little gander, see what's what. Did you clean it in gin last night before you brought it along?
No, I just snatched it out of the box this morning.
So it's not hallmarked, is it?
I don't know.
No, but it looks like it's probably a 9 carat. Right, what sort of money do you want? I know you're not going to tell
No,
me,
I'm
but
not gonna
I
tell you
always
that,
ask
no.
this question in the vain hope that one day someone will go,
Oh, I'd rather like this for
I'd rather
it, yeah.
like this, you know. No, never happens. 50, 100, 150 pounds. We'll start there, eh?
I'd rather like some more.
170.
No,
So you do know what you want then?
I do, yes.
180? 180 pounds, Marie.
No.
Am I a long way off?
Not a long way off, no.
I think I'm going to stick at 180.
I won't accept 180.
You want? So
No.
what are you looking for then?
I would like at least 200 for it.
You'd like 200. Well, okay, I think I'll give you 200 because I think it might solve my next Christmas present for my daughter. So we'll call it 200.
I'll accept 200.
Got a deal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it always saves me going shopping.
Yeah.
It's a win-win, that one.
Yeah.
It's back to the action with our first visit to Tim Hogarth.
Medals. Now, I need to ask you, are these yours or are you a medal collector?
They were, I think, they were my father's father's brother.
Father's
great
brothers.
uncle.
Your great uncle, right. So you've inherited them then, Steve?
Yeah, they'd come down through the family. My dad died 18 years ago,
Yeah.
and they've been in the drawer since.
Right. So, I mean, the thing with medals is they're quite a personal thing, aren't they, really?
Yeah, they are.
I always sort of get a bit, not emotional, but I think they're, you know, it's like holding a piece of history, isn't it, really, when you think about it? And do you know what these medals were given for?
No, I think one's for long service.
Yeah, for long service and good conduct. And that one is the present Queen, and that's the Faithful Service medal. Now, I suppose as medals go, they're not the most valuable of medals. You know, I mean, valuable medals, Victoria Cross, George Cross, sets of medals for gallantry, things
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
They're not going to be hugely valuable. Have you got an idea of the value, Stephen?
No, to be honest, not really.
No, I don't believe you.
No, this
I
is
don't
weird.
believe you. Right. Let's talk money. 20. £30.
Couldn't put another tenner on that.
Hang on a second, did you say put another tenner? Well, let me just tell you what the independent value is. You've actually committed yourself now to saying put another tenner, and our dealer goes, there's your tenner, deal done. Let me tell you, the independent value is, say, 40 to 60. I think 40 to 60 is very realistic in today's market. At 40, you would be at the lower estimate, but you would have no commission. So I'm going to say I won't interfere in that. If our dealer wants to put the tenner down at 40 quid, you can shake his hand, but I think they're all right at that price.
So if I put this tenner down, have we got a deal?
Yes.
Thank you, Stephen.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you very much. And what are you going to spend the grand sum of £40 on?
It's already spent. I think the wife wants a pair of shoes with it.
You're not going shopping with her, are you?
Not if I can help it.
Blimey, the other half's got you well trained, Stephen. You deserve a medal yourself. Coming up, the Duke goes on the charm offensive.
And I want to take you out to the sale room as well.
Oh, lovely.
She's a fabulous
David.
lady, isn't she?
Will this smooth talk win the heart of our seller?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
It's a great start to the day, and those items are rolling through the doors. Let's join John Parker now, where it's tea for two.
Joe,
Yes.
Joe. So you've got a little collection of Family Ros here.
Yes.
Do you collect it, or
I
is it
do.
just?
I
this is-
collect Oriental mainly.
Right.
I've got plates and things which I've got on the
And where
wall.
have you bought all this?
Well, these are all from odd places, either car boots or antique fairs.
Right.
I've been going round for some years now.
Well, you obviously know a fair bit about it. I mean, you.
Well, yes. Would it be around 1900, is it? Just before?
Oh no! It's earlier than
that.
Yes,
Oh,
I mean,
is it?
Family Ros was.
Ah.
It's Chinese 18th century, but it's generally made for the European market.
Ah, yes.
The Chinese themselves do not consider Family Ros as
Isn't-
being proper Chinese porcelain.
Isn't that amazing?
They
I
only
didn't
buy
know
all
that.
these prices today,
Yes.
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands and millions, is for blue and white,
Oh.
which was made for their own
Yes,
market.
I see. And this was all
This was
export.
all export. It was
Ah.
very popular in Europe, very
Yes.
popular in this country,
Yes, yes.
and which is why there's a lot of it. Anyway, without further ado, let's say 20, 40, 60. I put those the wrong way around. Must have Her
I can
Majesty on
see
top.
what they are.
60, 80, and 120. Ah, I can see the brains of little grey cells are working.
Yes, that's your best offer.
That is where I'm
That is
at.
your rock bottom,
Oh.
is it,
Is
John?
that as much
Yeah.
as you're going to put on the table, John?
That is it, David,
Yes,
I'm afraid,
yes.
today.
£200 to £400 is the estimation. Because of the current interest from mainland China, even on late 18th and 19th century goods, I'm going to say I think we can do a little bit better in the sale room. It's worth a gamble, and I
Do
want
you?
to take you out to the sale room as
How
well.
lovely.
She's a fabulous
David.
lady, isn't
Oh.
she?
I think that would be
He
it then.
is the original flatterer. is
We'll have a
I
lovely
know.
day together, and I think we should do better than that in the sale room.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you. Okay, I'll take them to auction, I think,
Yes.
if you don't
I
mind.
think that's a very good. I totally agree with David on that
Do
one.
you? Do you?
I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much, John.
Yeah.
Nice to have met you.
Nice to have met you.
Well, that was all very jolly, wasn't it? Richard Winston has taken to the rostrum as we see the Famille Rose tea set go under the gavel.
400, 410.
We've got some 18th century Chinese tea and coffee wares here. They're Famille Rose decorated. There's a mixed bag of them. There's quite a few. They're here in the sale room with a £200 reserve. Are they going to make it? Well, we're about to find out. They're coming up now.
The group of 11 are 18th century Chinese tea and coffee wares. I'm in at 120, 120, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. I have a bit of 160, I have.
160.
I have 160.
Yeah, I
Bit
should
too
think
far
so.
off. 160 we'll take. 160 then. At 160, we will sell at 160. 160, sold 160.
OK, Gavel's gone down at 160.
Yeah, that's fine.
You turn down 120. We had a reserve of 200. I think on the day it was a bit optimistic, the 200. We got up to 160. The auctioneer said, do you want it? I said to Josephine, do you want it? She said, yeah, go on, let it go. I've got plenty more. And so £160, about £136, which is coming home with you. Pleased? Satisfied?
Yes.
OK. You've heard what Josephine said. She's satisfied. She's got plenty of lovely things, so I'm going to say that was the real deal.
We shoot back over to the dealer's den now, where Christine and Adrian are hoping to hunt down a deal for a very unusual find.
Nice collection of arrows and spears. African without a doubt.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's over to you. So how have you come by these? I mean, they're not spoils of war from...
No, we found them in our loft when we moved in.
Did you?
Yeah, along with a lot of other things as well, paintings and things.
And have you done any research on them? Can you tell me a bit?
Well, we can't, apart from that we think they're African. We have been on...
We know they're African.
Yeah. The arrows I find the most interesting. I don't know how you feel about them, but it's not just the combination of the wood and the steel tips or the wrought iron tips, but it's just something that conjures up... I always think of pygmies when I see arrows this size, and yet they're not pygmy arrows, they're a full-size arrow, really.
Throw side.
You think throw arrows, you think they are?
Throwing arrows.
Are they?
Yeah, that's what the...
So they would operate, so instead of having a bow and arrow, you mean, it would round a cord and tied to one of their fingers. I didn't realise that, actually. Well, that makes me even more interesting. They're probably going to be early 20th century, maybe 1900-ish, but more likely 1920s, 30s, I think, looking at them. I'm going to have a go at buying them, if that's the order of the day. 20, 40, 60, 80, straight in 100 quid.
For the arrows.
I'll take that as a no then, do I?
A bit more on the...
I know exactly where I want to go to for them, so... £130, that's my price.
OK, what do you think?
OK.
OK?
Yeah.
You have a deal?
OK,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, sir, and it's been super.
No.
Not a bad price for a loft find. Will Stuart be able to make that all-important profit? We'll have an update later on in the show. On to the next deal, where Alison's hoping Tim will be dishing out top money.
Now, why do you want to sell this?
I'm studying to be a jewellist and that.
Are you really?
Yeah, and I want to use it towards materials for it.
All right, so you're studying to be a jeweller then?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to tell me what the stones are in this then?
I believe it's like diamonds or rubies.
Absolutely. Spot on. Spot on. So, gemologist in our midst. Absolutely spot on with the ruby and diamonds. And it's very dainty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little square cut rubies. Tiny, tiny little diamonds, and they're what's called illusion set. So if you look there, the white gold, they've set the diamond in so it looks a little bit bigger than it actually is. A little bit of trickery there, really.
Yeah.
And it's 9-carat gold, and the chain's 9-carat gold. Now, did you buy that as an antique?
Yes, I did.
Because it's not actually an antique, it's reasonably modern.
Oh.
When I say reasonably modern, I would think it's within the last 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
But it's quite commercial, it's pretty, people like crosses.
Yeah.
Somebody might buy it for a ruby wedding. So I just need to tempt you with a little bit of money, don't I, Alison?
Yes, you do.
Are you going to be difficult?
Maybe.
Maybe. £50.
Wow. Can you go any higher?
I'm going down the bottom of the pile quite rapidly. £60.
That's a nice offer.
I think it's a good offer. Oh,
He thinks it's a good offer, does he?
Yep.
Well, let me tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers say. They say 80 to 120. So, if you went to auction and it got 100, it would be 85. If it got 120, of course, it would be about 100 you would go away with. So, and that's if. And I think there's a reasonable chance, but 60 quid. I mean, one of those gold shops of yours, I mean, I'm sure they're looking for stock, viable stock for a present, and that's very viable, very fashionable, small cross, very decorative. I'm saying, Tim, get some more money on the table, mate.
Looks like you're going to have to go higher.
Yeah. I always feel like a naughty schoolboy when David comes in. Right, what about £70, Alison?
Could you go up one more?
Would we have a deal at £80?
You would.
Would I?
Yeah.
£80, Alison, have we got a deal?
We got a deal.
Fabulous, thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come, some serious buttering up over on John's table.
John is a smart dealer, smart, classy dealer, great clients, upmarket dealer.
Will our seller churn out a profit?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
There are still plenty of deals going down here in Banbury, and Joe's next item is ready to go.
This is yours?
Yes.
What can you tell me about it?
Oh, it's my husband's, and I'm house clearing, and I've been sorting out his things, and I found that.
It's a little Flint Purse. It's got a sort of tinder lighter, I suppose you would call it. It's got a piece of flint, obviously, in it, and a bit of wool. I've got brass outside. It looks like it's probably North African, or it's not English, I don't think. I think it's probably Turkish or I don't know. It's got a feel about it. But what do you do with it?
I don't know.
Do I want to own it? Not a lot, I'll have to say. We'll have a bit of a go, as usual. See what we can find. £20. I have to say I'm not exactly desperate to own it. £25.
Is that all you can make?
Yeah,
Is that all you can do?
Now,
well,
Ellen,
I don't know.
I was listening on the sideline and I heard Joe say, what would you do with it? Well, what you do with it, Joe, is like fires.
I have a match.
Now, you see, if you were a girl guide or something, this could be of interest to you. £50 to £80, they say.
Gosh.
The potential buyer, I really don't know, but someone that perhaps collects militaria or something might just like something like that. I think it's worth a little bit more, but I'm going to leave that decision with you, Ellen.
Okay. Now then.
I'm sticking with my £25 because I think that's what it's worth. What do you think you can do?
I'll take it to auction.
Yeah, I think
just
it's
chance it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because the auctioneer's a bit more positive, isn't he?
We'll see. Anyway, I think that's what I'll do.
So we've got a deal at a no deal.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, Ellen. Good luck at the auction.
Next up, John's getting to grips with his item. The Duke and auctioneer Richard Winterton can't help but get involved in this deal. Will our seller twist John's arm into shelling out top money?
We've got quite obviously a corkscrew, but it looks a bit special to me. What do you know about it?
Well, I do know it's a McBride patent, which is 1888.
1888?
Yes.
How did you come by it?
Well, when I
How long
first...
have you had it?
I've had it since 1954.
That's a long time.
I worked at the time, I just left school, and I was employed at Hunt Edmonds, which is the local brewery.
Oh, right, yes.
And I found it on the site, and I took it, and they said, you can keep it, it's not worth anything.
Really?
And I've had it ever since 1954. So.
Anyway, should we have a look at it? It's what's fascinating is, I mean, I'm not a corkscrew expert, and I've used enough in my time, but this is interesting because it's a champagne cork, and on the side it says McBride's patent, so that's, you know, that's bit. And then we've got round the edge, if you can see it, we've got dry monopole, and then somewhere or other underneath, it's a bit dirty, but it says Heidsick and Co. Reims. Well, Reims is, as we all know, is one of the great centres of Champagne. And Charles Heidsick is a very old house. But it's very, so why are you suddenly selling it? Well, after all these years.
What happened, a couple of years ago, we was watching this show on the TV, and a corkscrew came up. And I said to my partner, I've got this corkscrew. And we gave it to her daughter, who went onto the internet, and we found out that it was a McBride. Knowing nothing about corkscrews, I was flabbergasted to think that it was worth an awful lot of money. Well, awful lot of money to me.
You said that you might have some information on it. Have you?
Yes,
my
partner's daughter went onto the internet and came up with this. And that's all the information. That is the corkscrew. That is the history of it. Okay.
Right. Well, I can see we've got the history here, and it's obviously the same corkscrew. So, I mean, that's marvellous to back up and to have that. Yes. So, thank you very much for
You're
that.
welcome. Yeah.
Richard, corkscrew, unusual. First of all, have you seen one of those before?
No, I haven't, but then on the corkscrew, that's the beauty. That's why they're so collectible, because there's so many different varieties about.
The interesting thing is, when you look in the back of the drawer and you find corkscrews, we've had them come on the show, they've been rusty, they've been damaged, and because they've been rare, they've worked out to be a few £100 worth. What do you think about it? I mean, where would you estimate this in the room?
I think they're going to be about the 150, 180. I wouldn't be surprised if we get towards the 2 at auction, because there are collectors out there, David, so, you know, it's got all the chances. It's a nice thing.
The good news is the dealer that's sat down there, John, he's an upmarket dealer. He'll be able to sell this like that. Let's see what he puts on the table.
Now we come to the question of money, don't we? Right, well, that's wrong way, that's 50. That's 100. Are we sort of
getting there?
We're getting there.
Well, just before we say how near we're getting, let me give you a little insight into what the auctioneer and the independent valuers say. It's unusual, it's highly collectible, and it's a very smart item. Now that brings me to John, our dealer. John is a smart dealer, smart, classy dealer, great clients, superior clients who probably use quite a lot of that bubbly stuff. So I'm going to say to you, here is a dealer, knows his stuff, upmarket dealer, has wonderful clients. It's unusual, it's rare, it's collectible, it's upmarket, it's up his street.
Thank you, David. I'm going to go another £20. That makes it 120. Are we sort of, is the water warm?
Tepid.
Tepid?
Tepid.
Oh, right. Well, now I'm going to increase the heat a little bit, and I'm going to go at £130. And
if you was to take the brown and the blue away, and replace it with a red, we'd have a deal.
Let's do the last. Is that the right? There we are. £150.
I'm quite happy with that.
You are. Good. You've got a deal. Thank you very much.
Bye.
They're shaking hands. The deal has been done. Now, the question is, could you have done better?
Well, that's what auction's all about, David. You know, gut feeling is a nice thing, and it's probably slightly disappointed we haven't got it for auction, but it's a good bid.
I'm going to say it's auction. I think there are collectors out there, private buyers, people who like wine-associated items or champagne. They'd go for that at auction. I think it could have done better.
It's a very interesting thing and requires, I think, probably a little bit of research. But I think it's probably only about the second corkscrew I've ever bought. But I'm happy. I'm happy.
Still to come. Joe's fallen in love.
Well, it's probably the nicest thing I've seen all day.
Really?
Yeah, it's just cute as, isn't it? It's a really, really good piece.
Has tough cookie Joe turned over a new leaf?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Joe has just enough time for one more deal. She looks very pleased to meet Irene in her decorative glassware.
And you've brought in this very sweet piece of Cameo glass. How can you bear to part from it?
I just thought I would.
How long have you had it?
30 odd years.
Well, it's probably the nicest thing I've seen all day.
Really?
Yeah, it's just cute as, isn't it?
It is a lovely thing, yeah.
It's French, it's dome, it's Cameo glass. I think it's from about 1900-ish, that sort of era. I just have a check with the damage and make sure that there isn't any. Right, got a really nice mark on the bottom. It's a really, really good piece of Cameo glass. Got a good signature on the bottom. Dome, Nancy. I think that's the right pronunciation. $100, $200, $350.
More than that.
More than that. I'm not far off though, am I?
Well, a bit more anyway.
£400. No. How far off am I?
How much more can you go?
$420.
I don't know what to do.
I can't help you. I've put my money down. Put my money where my mouth is. And what's the decision?
I think I'll take it to auction.
Good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for bringing it in.
Thank you.
David, it's over to you in the sale room.
Nice item. I'm pretty sure it is dome Cameo glass. It's gone here in the auction with a £400 reserve. You can never tell. Sometimes they come in the sale room, the buyers, sometimes they don't. Don't worry, let's see what happens.
We are in at 420. 420 straight bid. 430, 440. 440, I'm bid at 440. 440, 450. 460. 480 at 480. 500 internet. 500 internet. 500 internet. 520. Adrian, you're out of sync. 520 with yours at 520. 540 internet. 540 internet. 540, 560. Telephone 560. 560, 580. 580. 580, 600. At 600, I'm bid telephone. 650 now.
Get excited.
Don't worry, get excited, darling, get excited. It's all right.
750 internet. 800, I'm bid. At 800, I'm bid. At 800, I'm bid. 800, I'm bid. Telephone, your telephone at 800. 850, come again. 850. At 900. At 900, I'm bid. All out. with your telephone, we are sold at 950. 50.
Oh, 50. 950.
950. Fill it up 1,000. He is out. We are 950 with the internet at 950. Want one more? I'll take 980. 975.
Still not finished. 975. One bidder.
975 on the telephone. Internet, you're going one more. At 975. All done. Internet, you've finished. Sold. Telephone, 975. Yours it is. 975.
975. That look on your face. Take away the commission. That leaves us with about 830 quid. Now, what are you going to do with all this money?
I'm going on that cruise I wanted to go on.
She's going on that cruise. 830 quid. Good luck to you, darling. Now that sailed away. The real deal.
110.
Blimey, I think we all need a holiday after that result, Irene. And you might have to take the auctioneer with you. Time for a breather, Rich. A fantastic result. You never know what might be lurking away in the back of your cupboard. Now then, it's time to see if our dealers have had as good a day. After laying down over £1,300 of their own money, the question is, have they made a profit?
180.
Remember those long service medals? It wasn't long before Tim found a collector and just about squeezed out a little profit.
So I just need to tempt you with a little bit of money, don't I, Alison?
You do.
Are you going to be difficult?
Maybe.
Maybe.
He had a better result with the diamond and ruby necklace by making a tidy markup. It was just the one buy for Joe today.
I would like at least 200 for it.
Well, OK, I think I'll give you 200 because I think it might solve my next Christmas present for my daughter.
Unfortunately, Joe's daughter never did receive that Christmas present. Our canny dealer can never say no to a profit, and instead she ended up selling the ring to a colleague. Stuart dished out some decent money today.
£160.
I think you could go a bit more.
OK. 180.
After a smashing deal, Stuart broke the mirror on his way home. Uh-oh, I hope this isn't the start of 7 years bad luck. It could be, as the spears are still sat unsold in his shop. It was also a bad day at the office for poor John.
Smart, classy dealer, great clients.
After only bagging himself one item, those great clients didn't quite fork out enough for the Corkscrew, and John made a loss. So it's hats off to Alan. He managed to twist John's arm for £150. Not bad for something worth nothing 60 years ago.
We've had a great day here in the sale room. There's been lots of action. That's what I like to see. Lots of buying and lots of selling. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.